Okay, well, we can get started. It's 8:30 right now. Other people can trickle in. I like to have this page up top presented just in case any of you are interested in the programming that we have. And if you ever want to learn more about us, of course, our website is a great resource. But we do offer this free summer series. We hope to see you at some of our other classes this summer. It's a good outreach way of giving everyone education in an accessible way. Artistic skating education, that is. And I have a big announcement. This Friday, we are opening our adult weekend skateaway registration. Y'all, you guys are the perfect clients for this because it is a weekend of contemporary skating and wine or soda if you don't drink and hanging out, and it's going to be classes and contemporary skating together in Austin, Texas. So that is from September 23rd through 25th. If you all are interested in a live event with AIT, it would be awesome. It's for adults of all ages and levels in Austin, Texas. And so we will open early bird registration this Friday. I'm very excited to announce our first summer series teacher, Annette Thomas with Ballet for Figure Skaters. She's taught with us every year since we started the free summer series, and we are so lucky to have her educating us with her extreme expertise and knowledge base. And I will let her take it away. We are recording this session, and we will send the Zoom recording to everyone who has registered for the specific classes that they wanted. So you will receive this afterwards as well. I'm Kate McSwain. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the co-CEO of American Ice Theater with Garrett Kling, who is not on tonight. It is nice to see and meet some new faces and meet you all. And Annette, you can just take it away. I'm going to spotlight you as the main person. There you go. Oh, Annette, you're on mute.
Right. Now can you hear me? Okay, great. It's wonderful to see all of your smiling faces. I'm very excited to be here tonight to teach you about the power of port de bras, which you may not think of ballet as being a powerful thing. I'm hearing noises, so someone should probably mute themselves. I'm not sure. I heard something. Anyway, welcome, and I hope that you all have a TheraBand or something that you can use, because we're going to be working on a somatic approach to carriage of the arms. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stick to my notes, because I have a tendency to go off on rabbit trails. And when we're just doing one evening, which I don't normally do, I normally have students for many, many weeks. So I want to make sure I get in all of the information. And I think that at the end, there may be a Q&A. And so if you miss something, please feel free to ask questions if you missed anything, so that you have a clear idea of what's going on. So I'm going to actually read some of my notes, and then we're going to go on the floor and do some arm somatic type exercises to really feel what carriage of the arms is supposed to feel like. So arms help us balance, and they lend shape and expression to our movements. But often, especially as skaters and coaches, we teach and learn them as two different facets, as separate functions. We go to strength training to get strong, and then we go to a dance class to learn graceful arms or choreographic arms. We can't just turn off one function of our arms to employ the other. But how many times do we see this in skating, where you'll see some artistic arms and then all of a sudden they're setting up for a jump or they're setting up for a spin, and you see that break in the transition of understanding how arms are really supposed to support technique as well as be expressive, and you need to feel it from your core, from your center. So if you watch
Okay, I passed it.
yes, someone has a question or you're talking, okay. If you watch someone like Jason Brown, you see that there is really no visible transition between what he's doing artistically and what he's doing as part of his technique. And this is what we want to get a feel for tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to give you some real, it's just going to be a very short technical part where arms are part of our core. Now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you that a lot of times when we think of the core, we're thinking of our deep abs, right? We're thinking more of our six pack here, but the core is actually a capital letter I, all right? It involves our shoulder girdle, it involves the whole spine, and it involves the pelvic girdle. Okay, so when we talk about arms, we're talking about the deltoids, which go across the arms into the trunk. We're talking about that nice V of the trapezius muscle. All right, we're talking about the pectorals that come across. We're talking about the laterals, which hold us up. We're talking about quadratus lumborum. There are a lot of different, the intercostals that help us to breathe correctly. So there are a lot of muscles that we need to use to control and to understand where all arms come from. I tell my students that the arms are coming from, any arm movement that you do is coming from the sternum, and it's coming from the spine, in particular the lower back into the laterals, so that everything we do is lifted in and up as an isometric or an isotonic exercise. So we're having an eccentric contraction, which really holds us up and produces the power that we're talking about. So even if ballet dancers look like they're doing this, they're really not doing that. They are really very lifted and everything is supported so that the back and the shoulders and the hips can do the spins and the turns with power and with balance. Okay, so just very briefly, I want to go through teaching powerful arms from a technical perspective should be combined from the very beginning of teaching a student, and they can be combined. You can do this even in Learn to Skate. All right, you want to get that mind-body connection going so that your students can feel this from the very beginning. So what we're going to do now is I'd like you to just get your resistance band and come sit on the floor, comfortably on the floor. If you don't have a resistance band, don't worry about it. This is going to be recorded, right? Or it is recorded. So you can do it later, take notes now, right? And then just do it later, okay? So for those of you who have the band, and even if you don't, why don't you just sit on the floor and you can practice this anyway while I'm going through it. So what you want to do is, in order to create arm movements, which are both, which assist technique, as well as create art, we have to strengthen and stretch and connect the feeling of support and direction through a somatic approach, okay? So we want to get a sense of the origin of each arm movement. We want to use visualization, both internal and of imagining what those muscles feel like, as well as external when you give a direction like you want to throw colors to the audience. I do that with my young students. What's your favorite color? And we're going here, but we're also moving from the inside out. You want to put your mind into your body, as they say in modern dance, and as Ricky Harris said, with the energy balls, right? Feeling where that energy is going through your body, and also with good breathing habits. There's a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, which says, breathing is the bridge between mind and body. which reminds me, before I go any farther, I want to recommend a book, not mine. I just bought it and I love it. And I think this is one of the most fantastic books on breathing that I have ever found. It's not just about yoga. This is about a very powerful way to use breath to improve all sorts of things in your skating as well as regular life. So check that out. It's only about $13 on Amazon. Okay, on to the exercises. So I'm just going to sit Taylor style. And this is going to, we're going to go through these slowly so that you can really feel them, okay? This isn't just about choreography, but I want to go slowly so that you can put your mind in your body. You're going to take your resistance band and you're going to go palms down, bringing those hands right on your knees. And then you're going to stretch out as far as you can using completely straight elbows. And I want you to feel as though your back is on the wall, that somebody is lifting you. And you're going to feel this wide band across your midriff, okay? So when you breathe, you're not going to do this shallow chest breathing, but you're going to breathe down and out, all right? That's the feeling that you want to expand your ribs from here and not heaving from here. So we're stretching out and we're going to go to the shoulders with a nice deep expanding breath. And I want you to really think of stretching as if someone's pulling you this way and this way. You're getting taller and you're getting longer from this way. And you're feeling those laterals just going in and up and supporting you. Stretching, nice deep breath. Then take it up overhead without ducking your head. Nice long spine, ears in line with the shoulders, a nice deep breath. Then you're going to aim the hands down, see what my hands are doing, and go behind you without ducking. I just heard my back crack. You might hear that too with your own back. Keep lifting, try not to sink down. And then we're going down to the floor, arms very straight. Deep breath. Try to lift that spine even taller. Back to the shoulders. Up overhead. Keep that lift in the laterals, coming back. Down to the navel. And then let go and stretch your arms outside. They don't have to be in a real second position or anything. Just stretch them out and feel the laterals in and up. Feel that trapezius in the back going straight. Feel that stretch and lift. Okay, just raise your hand if you felt a little bit differently, if it felt very more supported. All right, good. Okay, we're going to go to the second exercise on the floor. And we're going to go into a straddle. And what I want you to do is flex your feet. And again, sit up nice and straight as if your back is on the wall. So you want your ears in line with the shoulders, in line with the hips, okay? And we're going to do that same exercise this way. All right, so a little bit wider than your shoulders and stretching and go front to the shoulder height, all the while lifting in and up medially and laterally. Does everyone understand that? In and up, kind of like a Pilates exercise, but you want to feel it in the laterals as well. And looking straight ahead and going up over the shoulders. Now here's where we tend to kind of sink. All right. So you're going to squeeze the glutes and go in and up and go behind you and down to the floor. Keep the lift behind you, up to the ceiling. Don't lose the lift, but don't forget to breathe. Nice deep breath from the floating ribs down to the belly button. Let go and stretch. All right. Okay. Next exercise. This is going to, I want you to really feel this because we will get into vertebra ballet arms, but you have to feel this first. And believe it or not, this is part of the Vaganova method. This is the stuff you don't see online, right? This is part of what's called level 0 of the Vaganova method. All right, the next exercise we're going to do is you're going to hold this straight up, and we're going to do what's called a cambre or a bend forward. When you go to do cambre forward, you always bend from the hip joint, never from the waist. So you want the knees pulled up, you want the toes and the knees facing the ceiling. All right, so what we're going to do when we start learning cambre is we lift even taller on and we go forward with a flat back. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we get as far as we can go without caving in, we lift again in and up and come up. 5, 6, 7, 8. If that feels hard on your back, try tightening the glutes. It helps. Lift again on 1 and come up forward, flat back. 2, reaching forward, making that spine longer and longer every time. Do not bend your knees. Lift again on 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to lift 1, twist 2, lift again 3, and now you're going to go back only from the mid back. All right, you're not going to sink, but you're going to lift up and keep this very, very strong and lifted without arching the lower back. Okay, the lower back needs to be protected. So you're lifting on 1, twist 2, lift 3, and arch only in the mid back. Thoracic vertebra only, coming up and twist and lift. Other side, lift, thoracic vertebra only. It may be just a very small movement. Lift and come side. Now we're going to lift and you're going to go to the side. And what I want you to feel is like a bendy straw. You know, it goes, and then you can bend it. I want you to feel this coming up and then this side opening up like an accordion, like that bendy straw as you go to the side. Feeling that stretch. Lift up and over. Looking to the floor. Lift and come up. Lift up and over. Keeping that opposite hip bone down on the floor. One more time, lift, keeping the opposite hip bone on the floor, all the way down. Don't sink, don't give up, don't collapse. Lift and come up. Nice deep breath. Lift and over and lift and come up. All right. Now we're going to try these standing up. Okay. All right, I'm going to move this, tilt this up a little bit. And as I said, even if you don't have a resistance band, I want you to feel that stretch in your own arms. You can try the resistance band later, okay? All right. So now standing, just to reiterate, when we do cambrai forward, this is so that we have a solid base. We want from the hip girdle, the pelvic girdle down, to be completely immobile, so it can skate, so it can dance, so it can do what it wants to do without losing balance. When you cambrai forward, you're going from the iliac crest, all right? You're going from actually the ball and socket of your legs. So you're going completely flat back, right? And to come up, you tighten instead of leaning back this way. Tighten the glutes and come up. When you go to the back, and this is very, very important for children in particular, because in skating, when we talk about arching back to do a catch foot or whatever you're doing, you tend to push the hips forward. I understand why, and it spins, all right, here, instead of lifting and then going from the mid-back. The mid-back is the stiffest part of all of our backs, okay? That's just the way it's built. But leaning from here, or what, you know, hinching is what we used to call it, is going to cause a lot of lower back problems. So lifting and going from mid-back only, tightening the glutes, tightening this whole area is what you need to do to protect the lower back in the beginning of training, okay? When you go to the side, cambrai to the side, you're going from the iliac crests. You're making that accordion or that bendy straw movement. So that way you can bend in any direction without moving the hips, so that you can keep your edges, all right? And again, this is just for beginners, okay? This is how they become strong and aware of their own bodies. All right, we'll tilt this up again a little bit. All right, so we're going to do those two same exercises with some more added. So we're going here. All right. And we're going tighten the glutes. I want you to feel that in and up. You don't have to go into first or second position. I'm just having my feet slightly apart at about hip width. And I'm stretching here. I'm tightening the glutes. I'm not tucking. I'm just keeping that tailbone straight down and trying to keep my ears, my shoulders, and my hips in alignment, and really feeling that in and up. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember John Curry. We have some beautiful skaters these days, and unfortunately, I forgot to write down the names, but I can picture them clearly. If they come to me later, I will tell you. But a lot of skaters these days, they try to do John Curry's work, and you just don't see that lift that they had. And I think that's a very inspirational look, but it also is a safer, it's a safer position because everything is protected. Okay, so it's not just about the artistry, it's about the protection as well. All right, so we're going and we're doing the same thing that we did. I will do it to the side, tightening the glutes. You can do it a little bit faster, but thinking about all of those muscles in and up, getting taller, keeping the shoulders down, stretching away from center. All of those eccentric contractions away from center, and hold it, and then stay with it in front. And now try to do a cambrai to the front with a flat back, tighten the glutes, lift on and come forward. 1, 2, don't lean back. 3 with the legs. 4, lift on and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I'm going to go to the side, looking to the side, stretch and look, lift 1, 2. I'm not arching my back. I'm just trying to bend in the thoracic vertebra, feeling that in and up first. Lift, tightening the glutes. And then we're going to go forward again. I'll go from the side, tighten the glutes, lift, long spine, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm trying not to do this, right? I want to make the glutes tight and everything tight so I can move forward and coming up. And then looking the other way. Lift and go to the back, getting taller, spine lengthening. Lift before you come back, before you return. And lastly, lift and open to the side. Again, not like this, but lifting. Pushing those legs into the ground. Lift before you come up. Other way, lift, up and over, lift, and coming up. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink of water. All right, again, if there's something that you either disagree with or you're not sure about, or you want to ask questions later, make sure you write them down so that I can answer them, or at least we can grapple with them later, okay? All right. So now we're going to get into some ballet movements, okay? And again, all of this is in light of what I've just shown you, okay? These ballet movements, doing port de bras and all of this without meaning is not going to help, all right? They aren't even pretty arms because you're gonna fall over, right? They're not going to help you at all. So first of all, there are 2 hand movements or hand positions in ballet. One is called arrondi. And the way we do this for the beginners is the 2 middle fingers are stuck together. And then you take the thumb and you put it on, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. You put it on the first knuckle of the inside. And these 2 fingers, you just kind of leave, you don't want bunny ears, but you kind of leave them so that they are visible. This is arrondi. The palm is facing up towards your chin, and the fingers are about 2 finger widths apart and about 2 inches away from your thighs. You'll see a lot of people doing this, and this, I can't even imagine what it is. They say it's cicchetti, but it's not even cicchetti. This is supposed to create an oval. It's all very connected with classical art, and because it's Vaganova, it's even a little more Eastern than that. So what this is doing by keeping the fingers here is it's creating an oval that includes your head. You can see that, and frames the body. So this is arrondi. Allongé means elongated, and you're keeping these 2 fingers together, and you're just bringing the thumb under, like so. Okay, so we have arrondi and we have allongé. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the arm positions as they are stated in the Vaganova school, but then what we're going to do is move with them, which is the actual port de bras. Okay. So if you want to stand up and work with me, fine. If you want to take notes, that's fine. It's better to work with me so that at least you have some muscle memory, and I'm not watching for perfection or anything, because that's not what this is about. This is about really feeling any arm movement coming from your torso and feeling that breathing and feeling the power that arms can give you, okay? So we have, this is called preparatory position. It's either bras-bas or en bas. There are many different words, and all I say is I don't care about the words that you use, just make sure you do it correctly, okay? So you're here, but if you'll notice what I'm doing is, well, this isn't skin tight, but I'm still trying for that in and up and in and up all the time, so that my arms feel like they're stretching and I'm not pinching back. All right, I'm not pinching back like that. I want to feel open and stretched both in the front and in the back. All right, I'm not going to close down my ribs because my ribs help me to breathe, okay? We can't be expected to think straight if we can't breathe. The air doesn't go up to our brains, okay? So what you want is, you want to breathe down and out. If you get that book, they'll tell you all about it. Down and out. You don't want to be like this, okay? So stretch. So this is preparatory or en bas. First position is the index finger is right across from the navel. That's because the center of your body is the 5th lumbar vertebra. So we always work from the center of the body. And the 5th lumbar vertebra, if you take your 2 index fingers and you come across this way, you'll find out that it's maybe 1 to 3 inches below your navel. And right pushing down to the back, that is where the center of your body is. So to have first position up here doesn't make any sense because we fall backwards, okay? So first position is here. And you're keeping your fingers. So this is preparatory. This is first. Second comes out in a V so that we're working with parallel to the floor. All right. It doesn't sink down because if you take your opposite hand here and lift it, you're going to feel those laterals lifted. Those lateral muscles help your torso to stay up, all right? So you want to feel that lift. Just like when we do allongé and bring it down, we don't bring it down this way because we want to keep that lift. We stretch allongé, then we go halfway down and then keep the elbows there and go back into preparatory. That way we're always strong and supported in our torso. Third position is often called high 5th, and it's up here. What we do is we still have the fingers very close together, but if you go sideways, you'll see that I'm not back here. I love Spanish dance, but this is not what we're doing. We're doing here. And the reason for that is because everything that we do when we learn ballet in the very beginning, we go with the hands on the bar, 2 hands on the bar this way, so that the elbow is at our center, right? You see where the elbow is right on the center. Then we do preparatory. Elbow is still at our center. When we do second, elbow is still on the body. When we're here, elbow is still on the body. This is where the positions come from and how they help us with balance. So we have only 3 positions in Vaganova. We have preparatory, preparatory first, second, and then we have third. And it comes down from here. All right. So if you want to get up and do these, please do so. If you want me to watch, then please start your video so I can help you. If not, that's fine. Okay, I'm just letting you know I can only see 2 people right now. Hi, Hillary. And I can see Kenya. Hi, Kenya. All right, so we have, oh, and all of a sudden they disappeared. But anyway, I don't know who did that, but it would be great if I could see myself a little bit.
Annette, Jody's hand is raised.
Oh, okay, I can't see her. Ah, there you are. Hi. What's up, Jody?
Hey, I was just raising my hand when you said, did you feel the energy and the breath of your first exercise? So no question, you're doing amazing. I love
Okay.
hearing your expertise. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so Kate, if I could see the larger picture of myself, that just helps me. It's kind of like my mirror. Right now, I'm just seeing Jody Porter's.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to switch it to so you could see everybody else too.
Yeah, well, that would be great. Yeah, sure.
So
That
you
would
should be able to see everyone, but I can do whatever you'd like.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's see the people. Right now, only Catherine Williams. Hi, Catherine. I see you in silhouette. All right.
Can you not see anybody else? Can you
No,
see
I can't. So let's go back to the other. I don't
Okay.
know if I scared them all away or what's going
No,
on.
they're on there. I just don't know. You must not have it on gallery view.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know what's going on. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, I have it on gallery, but it's not doing whatever. All right. Okay. So first port de bras. There are 6 port de bras in the Vaganova method, and they all have a very, very specific purpose. I think it's very interesting that so Kate and Garrett teach the 6 ways of the spine, and the 6 port de bras are very, very similar to maybe not the way it's taught, but it's the same principle. So it's great because science is always science, right? So anyway, first port de bras. It goes from here, we have motivating breath, which is a nice deep breath, which doesn't raise the chest, but opens and expands. We have 1 and 2 going into an allongé and bring it back 3 and 4. You will see a lot of people in different ballet classes and they're doing this, okay? Well, what happens when you do that is you lose your sense of center. All right, you want to keep those elbows right at your center. So only the lower hands, only the lower arms come out with that nice deep breath and come in. So 2 counts to first position, up and out, 2 counts. Really stretch, feel that V. 2 counts, allongé, really, really stretching, and bring the fingers down and then the arms. And then 1 and 2, up to 3rd, 3 and 4, those shoulders down, feel that TheraBand really stretching, and 5 and 6, palms to the audience. Allongé, stretch, 7, and bring it down on 8. Let's do it one more time, and then we're going to do it with head movements, and then we'll do it with music, all right? I want you to feel that in and up, always. Your spine and your torso should be tired after this, okay? Not just your shoulder joints, okay? Preparation, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2, up and out, 3 and 4, allongé, 5 and 6, fingers first, 7 and 8, and 1 and 2, getting taller, 3, shoulders down, press them down, open, 5 and 6, stretch, 7 and 8, right? Now we're going to use the head. So coming up a little bit closer, when you do this, your head is on a pillow, your eyes looking into the hand, so that when you skate, you're here, and you're here, and you're allongé, and you bring it down, and then you can go to the other side, all right? And it should be like second nature here, without hunching over, not like this, but keeping everything in and up and lift. Okay, so let's try it going to the right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Allongé, and the eyes and the head go up just a little bit. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2. Now just look into the forearm. 3 and 4. So my head is almost in profile and I'm looking right here. 3 and 4. Palms out. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Other side. 1 and 2. Up and out. 3 and 4. Stretch. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Again. 1 and 2. Up. 3 and 4. Looking right here. And 5 and 6. Eyes and chin up. 7 and 8. All right. I hope you're feeling that in and up, and you're feeling your laterals, and you're feeling your trapezius. Okay, now we're going to try it with music. All right. And sorry for those of you who are too far away and the lag is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, up and out. 3 and 4. Allongé. 5, 6 and 7, 8. And 1. Think of your torso even more than your arms. Think of your torso being strong. 7 and 8. And 1 and 2. Up and out. Getting taller all the time. 5 and 6. 7, 8. And 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Up. Palms to the audience. And 7 and 8. Okay. All right. Since I can only see 2 of you, no, I only see Hillary, but I'm hoping that you're feeling that inner strength. I'm hoping that you're feeling all the movements coming from the sternum and the back, right? The trapezius, and that you're feeling the pectoral straightening, stretching, and what you want to do is not have this happening, right? You want the elbows up and the palms facing here. I don't know if you've ever noticed how a lot of the Russian skaters skate with their palms facing this way. It's because of the laterals. It's because that's what they're doing. They're lifting the laterals so that everything is supported. Because this just doesn't do it. It even makes this hang, right? Okay, so you don't want to do that. All right, you want it lifted up and here, okay? And you'll feel, your deltoids will feel really, really tight. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go across the floor. All right, this is something that you can do on the ice. I used to do this all the time with my students on the ice. And also now I teach it to the coaches with my, in my coaches 16-week certification course that is along with American Ice Theater. So we're going to work on that a little bit. We're going to work from the back of the room. And there's going to be 4 arm movements per glide. So when you start in your T-stop and you're here, this would be 1, and then you have 2, and then you have allongé 3, hold 4, and then you would go on the next glide and 5, and 6, and 7, hold 8, and glide again 1, and really stretch 2, and 3, feeling that in and up, and 4, and coming through 5, head on a pillow the other way, 6, and 7, and 8. All right, the next exercise is going to be one arm up, not 2, one arm up. Right, so we're going to do 1, and then 2, 3, allongé 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1. Getting them to use their eyes is going to be difficult. 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, just for a moment, I'm going to sit down and tell you about why it's so difficult to use your eyes in a direction that you're not skating. And the reason is because our eye muscles are actually attached to our spine. So if you take your 2 fingers and you put them at the very base of your spine, the base of your neck, push in quite hard, close your eyes, and then quickly shift your eyes back and forth until you feel. I can't see anyone, so I don't know, but I'm hoping that you can feel just a little bit of movement going on near your spine. And that's like a cow or a horse or any mammal that wherever they look is where they walk. And if you've ever driven and going, oh, look, does that ever happen? So this is the way human beings are made. And so in order for us to be able to do the choreography that some people come up with, we actually have to train the eye-spine connection first. It isn't, it's very hard to do even off ice. So to look here when you're going this way is not just something that we can naturally do. It has to be taught. Everyone has to learn how to feel their center, keep their center, and move in different ways. I used to enjoy watching Paul Wiley when he would do a spread eagle and he would look in the opposite direction of where he was going. It was just really, really inspiring. And I think there are a number of skaters who do that, but that isn't necessarily a talent that is innate. It is something that has to be worked on, okay? All right, so we're going to continue. We're going to do this with music now, and then I'm going to teach you a different port de bras, which is third port de bras. Second port de bras is very, very hard. I can show it to you, but it's pretty difficult. All right, so we're going to do this exercise that we just did coming towards the front, all right? But we're going to be doing this one and this one, and then we're going to go to this one and this one, and then we'll go to 2 arms up. We'll go back, and then we're going to go to this and here. Okay, so here we go. All right. Start my music. Two, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, back stretching. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right. If anyone has any questions, I'm hoping that you will write them down again so that we can go through this. The main point of this, again, is to feel that the chest is leading you. All right. You don't want to hunch over. You want to feel that your chest is leading you forward. You're feeling that expanse coming from the sternum, from the spine, and that everything is grounded into the ice. Here, I tell my students, you want to feel like you're the center of the universe, all right? You want your center to be the center of the universe. Everything pushing down into the floor, everything stretching up and everything stretching out so that you feel grounded. You know where you are in space, okay? All right. We're going to do third port de bras. Let's see. I think I need to tilt this up a little bit. Okay. So normally in ballet class, once you learn it facing, this would be point 1 in Vaganova, you would learn quasi. All right, so this is your point 2, my point 8. It would be like this, okay, like that. All right, so I'm teaching it face on because things aren't quite that way. It's more like theater in the round when you're doing skating. Okay, and this is just like a very beginning course in this. All right, so again, you can go into a V, does not have to be a real first position or anything. As long as your knees are pulled up, the gluteals are tight, and everything is in and up and in and up, and you're breathing correctly. Okay, so when I say in and up and still ask you to breathe correctly, that's a thing, right? You're going, how am I supposed to do this? So what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands right here behind you on your floating ribs and feel your deep abs still holding in and up, but begin to expand. You may only be able to do 1 inch. Breathing in and feeling it expand here, and you can still keep your deep abs tight because your diaphragm is doing this. It's pulling down so that your lungs can fill with air. Most of your lungs are here. It's just up here, there's a tiny bit, and we heave here, okay, and you don't want to do that. All right, so we're in just a V, pulling the knees up, tailbone straight down, and you're doing 1 and 2, up and out, 3 and 4. Now I'm going to look to my right, your right, all right? Flat back, this is where that and comes in, and flat back. 5, 6, coming up, tightening the glutes to come up. 7, and you're going to look right here. Lift on the and, 1 and 2, mid back only. Coming up, 3 and 4, open, 5 and 6, stretch, 7 and 8. Now, if you've been to a ballet class where they do, and I'm going to exaggerate, but just to prove a point. All right, so my ballet bar is out there because I wanted more space here. But if you had a ballet bar, you're holding it here, and you have a cambray back, you can see them going like this, and then they go back, right? Kind of like this wave, and they go back. This is an exaggeration of the methodology without understanding why we're doing it. And it's it's like the telephone game. I don't know if you read my article on the telephone game. If you don't know why you're doing a particular thing, you need to really figure it out scientifically why. So it's not supposed to be a wave. It's supposed to be a lift. It's the and before you go back. And if you don't know that, if you don't take methodology, you just kind of, oh, well, they did this. Okay, so I'll do that. But it isn't. It's an in and up, and then you go back from the mid back, right? Both arms without hips forward. All right, so this one, we're going to do it to the side. All right, you're going to keep in your nice V, but you're going to face this way, and we'll do it without music first. And again, it's here that we're talking about. We want to feel that power coming up through and out the arms, both front and back, and keeping this part of our core very, very stable so that the upper body can move. All right. And here we have motivating breath. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we have 1 and 2, up and out, 3 and 4, stretch, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Lift, looking right here, lift, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, allongé, 5 and 6, arms, 7, one more time, and 1 and 2, up and out, 3 and 4, lift and flat back, and 6, arms are to first. All right, this is not a stretch, the flat back, and then the arms are to first. Tighten the glutes to come up, 7 and 8, lift, 1 and 2, 3, come up on 4, open the arms, 5 and 6, stretch, 7 and 8. Now let's try the other side. And here we go. Preparation. Deep breath, feeling it here. 1, 2, not moving the elbows. 3 and 4. And head and arms together. 1 and 2, up and out. 3 and 4. Allongé, and 5 and 6. Tighten, 7 and 8. Looking right into the mid arm, forearm. Lift on, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Open, 5, 6 and 7, and one more time, and 1 and 2. These fingers are an arrondi, they're touching. And 3 and 4. Stretch, flat back, 5 and 6. Tighten the glutes, 7 and 8. Lift up, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, I hope you're feeling that. I hope you're feeling a real workout in your mid back and not your lower back. Okay, third port de bras can be used when you're doing lunges with your younger students, when you're doing Ina Bowers. There are many different places where you can use this port de bras to feel the whole body being stabilized and stretched. You can use it during a spiral sequence. You name it. There's a lot of places that this can be used where you're going down and then stretching, using the glutes to help you come up instead of using a different part of your body, which is not meant to help you to rise up. Everything in the back, we call that dark meat, right? Okay, that is your anti-grav muscles. All right, so use them. Gluteus maximus is one of the biggest muscles in our bodies. We need to know how to use them correctly so that we're not harming other areas of our body. All right, so use it as you come up, you tighten, squeeze, and you come up, and it's a lot easier to do. All right, I'm going to do one more thing with you, and then we'll do it with music. All right, and then if you want to ask questions, so I'll be going for about 10 minutes more. All right, and then there'll be time for Q&A. Does that sound good, Kate? She's not here. Okay. All right.
I am here. That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go for about 10 minutes more, and then I can open it up for a Q&A, or we can go over an exercise again or whatever. Okay.
That's perfect.
All right. Great. Okay. So we're going to do third port de bras with music now to both sides, twice to both sides. And again, I really, really want you to try and focus on the somatics of it, the mind-body connection, not the choreography of it, all right? And then I'm going to show you a bit of second port de bras just so you can get an idea of what that's like and how you might use it. All right, here we go. All right, to this side. Oh. Gotta fix the, all right, we'll start that one over again. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, tight the glutes, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, 1, 2. Feel very lifted and strong. Lift. 6 and 7, 8. Lift up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Let's go to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Very strong. 7, 8. Lift. Only the mid back, tailbone straight down. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last time. 1, 2. Up and out. 3, 4. Lift. And up. And lift again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold. All right. And last but not least at all is going to be second port de bras. So in the first year of the Vaganova method, we teach first port de bras, and then third port de bras, and then second port de bras, because it's very hard. Lots of eye movement going on, different changes. All right, so here we go. A challenge for everyone. If you've been sitting down, now's the time. All right. I'm going to do it from the side, and I will do it twice to this corner and twice to this corner. Now, when you first learn it, it's different. I'm going to show you the finished because it goes around twice, all right? You'll see what I mean in a moment. So the preparation after you have learned it goes 1 and 2. And you would go and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and they do that in plies, and then they come up from the plies. All right, So a little bit slower, and we're going to start with our motivating breath. So we have preparation 1, 2, keeping our center, and 3 and 4. We go to first, 1 and 2. The downstage arm goes to third, the upstage arm goes to first. 3 and 4. Now our eyes follow the downstage, the upstage arm as we look. Both arms come to second. Stretch. Now the windmill, looking down, and then eyes look up. Then follow here, and then come back. Open up and stretch. Allonge fingers, elbows, and hold. All of that keeping perfectly still in your body box. Okay, so here we go again. Preparation 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slowly. 1 and 2. Up and out. 3 and 4. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And let's try the other side. And 1 and 2, feeling that lower back, feeling those laterals. Don't lose anything. Shoulders open and head tilts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And look behind you. 5, 6, both arms move. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stretch and lower one more time. 1 and 2. Up and out. 3, getting taller. And 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Together. 1 to first. 2, 3, 4. Feel that trapezius. 5, 6. Allonge in and up, and keep that curve so you're keeping the lift here. At first, it may feel really, really stiff and like you just want to move, okay? But this is all part of learning how to strengthen and stretch our stabilizer muscles. Okay, so I've talked about this many, many times, and the Vaganova method is all about strengthening and stretching the stabilizer muscles first before we work on the mobilizers, because you cannot effectively mobilize what isn't stable first. So once the student is stable in their inner core, which now we know is a whole capital letter I, then we can begin to do choreography, which is much more fluid because they will be safely done instead of backwards, right? Okay, so at this point, I am done with the teaching part of it. And if any of you have questions or comments, I welcome them now.
Annette, you did have a question in the chat.
Okay.
It says, thank you for this amazing class. Could you explain again the reason why it's better to put the hands facing the audience instead of the floor?
Okay, all I see here is Suzanne says apologies. So I don't know. That's all I see in the chat.
Yeah, so she just sent it to me.
Okay.
I don't think she meant to send it to everybody, but it says, hello, Annette. It's from Michelle. Thank you for this amazing class. Could you explain again the reason why it's better to put the hands facing the audience instead of on the floor?
Okay. All right. because when you do this, see how baggy my arms are, but when you do this, the laterals are not lifted, all right? When you do this, you can feel it yourself. You can feel it. If you do here and then you go like this, you're using more of the power of your whole body. You can feel the trapezius moving when you turn this way. So a lot of the Russians, you'll see them skating with the arms this way. Have you noticed that? And one of the big reasons for that is because it's about that V. It's about the trapezius fountaining out, so to speak, so that it's stretching. It becomes a part of your back. You can think of wings, right? Of bat wings, right? Stretching. Does that make sense? I hope so. It also strengthens your arms to do it this way too, instead of that way. You'll feel it more in your deltoids as well. Okay. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Anybody else?
Hi, Annette, it's Jody. I just wanted to make a comment and a little bit of a question for you. So you've been a master teacher for many, many years, and you've been a lifelong learner of the Vaganova method. And I wonder if you maybe have some advice for some of these younger coaches that are just starting out that might want to incorporate ballet into their teaching.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Jody. Yes, I have always been an advocate for working off ice to on ice and working with the stabilizer muscles. I believe that skating could use a unified method between off ice and on ice so that they're learning what they need to learn to support their sport, to support the artistic part of their sport as well as the technical, and giving them the tools to do that. It used to be that figure skating was really about figures, right? I mean, that's how figure skating started, is on the ponds and whatnot and doing figures. But it's evolved so much, and we're using music, and we're doing so many more things, obviously, than figures, that the off ice to on ice is extremely important. And sending your students to various people not knowing what they're doing doesn't really help. It's not as effective as doing it yourself. And this is one of the big reasons why I started Ballet for Figure Skaters and the coaches course, is so that the coaches would have this information in their own hands so that they would know what to look for on their students, growth spurts, etc., and work off ice to on ice. I have off ice, I have ballet, and then there's a skates on class, which is also off ice. And then we work on the ice with these port de bras exercises. And of course it goes on from there. But for them to really understand their bodies, to know how to point in a skate, a lot of them don't. They're crunched, and coaches don't even see what's going on in the skate, right? Because they're more concerned with what's happening on the ice. But even that small thing of knowing what the child's foot is doing in the skate is very, very important. So yeah, by all means, don't just take anything though. Make sure that it's, if you don't take from me, you take at least a certified or an accredited Vaganova class. I highly do recommend what I teach because I put it together for the figure skaters specifically. So everything that we do is pertinent to what the figure skaters do. Unfortunately, I only take 4 students every year in my 16-week course, but I do have mini courses, which I highly recommend that you do. Okay,
Annette, you have another question in the
Yeah,
chat.
I see it. I see 4. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Good evening, Mrs. Thomas. In the last port de bras, what position does your feet have to be in, and on the right side, which way are you looking? Okay. So when you're starting out, you can just do it in a V, or you can do it in a first position. When you are really doing it full force, or whatever, you want to be in a 5th position, you want to be in what would be quasi, right? So for me, this is my right foot in front, you would be in quasi, and then you're always looking towards the audience, right? You're always looking, except for the second part of that port de bras, which is you're looking at the moving hand, and then continue with that hand, and then you look up, and then you bring it in. So it's a little tricky. You'll have to, it's not something that you can learn overnight. But when you rewind the video, or however you call it, you'll be able to see where I am looking. So basically, you're always looking in the direction of your audience, which is this part, right? And then for part of it, you're looking down and up. I know that isn't the best description, but if you look at the video again, I think you'll be able to catch on to it. I don't know, that was Janae, right? Janae. And
Yes,
so,
thank you.
you're welcome. I hope that's at least something, huh?
Yes, I get the point now. Thank you.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, as I'm rewinding what I just said, it's like, that was gibberish, but anyway.
No, I got it.
All right.
Thank you. I have another question afterwards, but I will wait till everybody's done. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's quite all right. Let me see. Immensely helpful. Thank you, Suzanne, David, and Heather. Great class. How do you put the second photograph? Yeah, right. Okay, well, that is a really good question, and that would take a long time to answer you, because again, from my perspective, it's not just about the choreography of it, but it has to do, I do it with consecutive 3 turns, okay? And this is what I teach my coaches, all right, consecutive 3 turns, but that would be like at least an hour's worth of demonstration right there. So, okay, so David and Heather, yeah, try it, consecutive 3 turns. Do I have a piece of paper that shows this? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can send it along sometime, and you can try to, oh, here it is. Hey, look at that. Can everybody see this? Maybe not, but you're starting here, and that's a left front outside edge to a left back inside, and then you go to the right front outside and right back inside. And maybe if you take a picture of a screenshot of it, it might help you. This is from my 16-week course. Okay. All right. Okay.
Annette, I have a question.
Yes.
Also, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so you spoke about building stability first and foremost in the method. What's the timeline for that in a traditional ballet setting? And what should we expect from the skaters at a young age?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Depending on how many times they take a week, right? Because, you know, a lot of skaters are recreational. They take 1 or 2 times a week. So obviously it's not going to build up very quickly, but doing these types of exercises, give them a little chart. Show them how to do it with them at least once a week. Give them a little chart. Have them put it up on the refrigerator. This is what I used to do, and make them do it like 3 or 4 times a week, and have their parents check it off, and then give them a prize at the end of the month or whatever. How many exercises did you do during the week? And you'd be surprised. It really builds up very, very quickly, that mind-body connection. It's very helpful. Just give them some incentive to do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Dixie. She's the one with the dolphin, right? Okay, sorry, could you put that sheet up again? Okay, I will put the sheet up again. All right, just do me a favor and try to do it with your in and up, right? Otherwise, and also with the eye change, right? That's going to be really hard to do, but there you go. Okay. Remember, it's on a video, so you'll be able to re-watch this. Okay. All right. I see done. All right. Okay. So who had, oh, where in Ohio is my school? Oh, that's cool. Okay. It's not my school. It's Ina Stavrovas. Okay. And she is in Akron, Ohio. And I teach the Vaganova teacher's course with them. And so that's how that goes. She's a very close friend of mine. So it's not my school, it's Ina Stavrovas, Akron, Ohio. Okay. Someone else had a second question. Janae?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a second question. When it comes to the forward crossovers, do you have any techniques on how to work on your back when you're twisting to the left?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Or twisting to the right if you're going clockwise, which isn't very often. But yes, that twist. Remember, we did this at the very beginning. When
Yes.
you're lifting up, you can use this on the ice. All those exercises that we did in the beginning, you can do with stroking and crossovers, and you can just have them here or bring it here. It's easier to feel when it's up above the head, lifting in that in and up and working those crossovers. I do them, or I used to do them on the hockey circles. So they have, you know, go 3 times around the hockey circle and then go to the other hockey circle so that they're twisting the other way. So they're feeling that in and up along with the breathing. That
Thank
makes
you.
sense? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's see. Okay, no more? We've got 6, 7 minutes.
I have a question. Sorry.
That's
Good
okay.
evening. When you were performing the second port de bras and you were getting back the back
Mhm.
gains and lifting it, it's supposed that the head must look up the hand, but I don't know exactly which is the moment exactly when you turn looking from your hands and look at another to the other direction.
Okay, so normally it's unfortunate, but almost every teacher teaches it slightly differently, which makes it annoying. But I keep looking at all of them, and the way I was taught is slightly different than some of the ones that you see, like American, what is that? American Ballet Theater, right? they do it a little bit differently. All right, so when you're doing the second port de bras here, you're following, see, I'm in a corner, right? This is a box around you. It's not the corner of the room, but it's the corner of your square. So that this is called épaulement, right? The contrapposto. You're here, and then you're following this arm. It goes into, both arms are in second. Then it's kind of like a windmill. Your eyes are still following that arm to preparatory and third. And when those arms get into that position, then the head tilts this way. So it's here and it just tilts from here to here. And then you're following the front arm and again following the front arm. Okay. I hope that helps a little bit. It's best to start with first and second. The other one I gave was a challenge. It's a lot of fun, but it's very involved. Does that help?
Yeah, it helped a lot. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That was Osvaldo?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
May I ask another question?
Yes.
When performing the thoracic arc, do you have any method in your experience that could work with our students?
I only heard about half of that. I'm sorry. Do I have what that could work with your students?
If you have any kind of method that could help to our students, I mean, when arcing the back, most of students try to do it by the lower back. So, I mean, if we want to block it, how could we help, or we can use any method, I mean, on bar on the floor, something like that?
Yes, there's a number of things that can be done. When you have, when you're doing bar on the floor, you have them lay on their stomach, right? And you can have the students, one student hold the feet, right? And you want them to keep their back as long as possible and only arch from the mid back. All right, instead of having them pop up like this, when they're on their stomach, you want them to keep this very, very still. You can put your hand here or have the other student put their hand there on the lower back and have them stretching up only from the mid back. When we're at the bar, holding the bar, I tell my students, make believe you're standing in a giant straw, right? A giant straw that goes just to the ribs here. And so then when they are holding the bar, they lift and they go back, and they can't do this because they're in that giant straw. So they're holding and they go back. So that stretching of the mid back is very, very important, stretching and strengthening. And I think that the best thing to do is, if you want to contact me, you can do like a mini course or something, and then you can get some more information on things to do. Okay, Osvaldo?
Thank you very much.
Annette, I just want to make sure we are respectful of everyone's time. If anyone has additional questions and wants to stay on the Zoom after we end, feel free to. I'm also happy to answer any questions, although I can't answer any in regards to Annette's class. But if you have any questions about the rest of the free summer series, our next one is the hip hop class on July 19th. We hope to see you all there. And just a reminder again, if you're interested in joining us for Contemporary Skating Weekend in Austin, Texas, the registration opens this weekend, and it's from September 23rd through 25th. And it's going to be a really fun weekend in Austin. Thank you so much, Annette, for your time. We really appreciate your expertise. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And then I do have a raised hand from a Zoom user. I'm not sure who that is, but if anyone wants to stay after just for a moment, I'm sure we can answer your questions. Otherwise, thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. I'll be here for 5 minutes more if anyone has questions. Otherwise, that will be it. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Annette.
All right. You're
Hi,
welcome.
Annette. You hear me?
Hi, yes, I can.
Oh, great. Sorry, I'm not visible.
Okay. Invisible. Okay. How do you teach? No.
Perhaps.
Go ahead.
It's so much easier, you know. It's so much easier to catch kids messing around. My comment was that your description of how you move your eyes
Mhm.
and that the muscles in the back of your neck
Mhm.
are engaged. That was like the coolest thing that I never heard in my life.
That's great.
And I'm 63.
That's great.
So thank you so much. I did it myself, and I felt as though that when I just moved my eyes
Yeah.
and tried to stay straight,
Mhm.
it almost made my shoulders just move a little bit to one side or the other. So
Great.
another indication of it. So thank you so much. It was a great workshop.
You're welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
And the kids love that one. They all go, ew. Right.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I know, it makes a big impression.
All right. You take
Thank
care
you.
now. It's lovely.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Anybody else?
I have one more question, sorry. It just came up to mind.
Yeah.
I'm a beginner skater. I just would just like to know, what are the requirements to enter a competition?
Oh, I have no idea.
Are you asking
Oh.
Janae as like as an adult skater, as a competitive adult skater?
Yes.
So you might want to look into US Figure Skating, or ISI might have adult skating. I'm not sure about ISI, but you can look into usfigureskating.org and they will have an adult skating page that can tell you a lot more information. But I'm not sure, you might just need a really basic test to enter. I'm not exactly sure myself what the very lowest level is. But definitely check out usfigureskating.org and look up their info for adult skaters. They have a lot of opportunities for adult skaters.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Did anybody else have any questions for Annette or I?
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Kate, for having me. It's been a blast. I really enjoyed this. So I hope everyone learned at least one or two things that they can take away with them. And again, you can always ask Kate or me. I'm on Ballet for Figure Skaters, and it was a pleasure. So have a great evening, everyone. And once again, thank you, Kate and AIT.
Yeah, thank you, Annette. We love having you.
Thanks. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Hey.